Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Myolithus, also known as Lexi. And today I'm gonna be, showing you how to draw the easy way. This is for beginners. Okay, now we're gonna draw some little guys, because I like drawing little guys. There's a million ways to draw, but I'm going to show you a few of those ways. So, what you want to do is start with a circle, and boop, 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 boop. And then we're going to give this stick figure some eyebrows. And under those eyebrows, we're going to add some eyes, triangle for a nose, line for a mouth. And to undo quickly, you can hold down the control button and press the Z button. Mostly I draw characters. But here's this circle tool that you can use, right? And then you can click on it again, and you can draw some ovals for the eyes. And then you can take your brushes, and there's a lot of brushes you can use that do different things. See? I can give him sort of an inquisitive look on his face. A nose. And you can do just a line for the mouth, or give him a smile. Maybe give him some dimples on his smile. Or just crinkle up mouth shape. Some just full lips there. And you want to make full lips? I'll show you how. You make an M, like a lowercase m. Then you put a line here. And then you make a U. And that's some full lips. You want to make eyes, like more detailed eyes. I'm going to pick a different brush because there's so many brushes on offer. And I'm going to do this one. And I'm going to make that smaller. There's a pupil. And then you can take green for green eyes. Or you can use the standard pencil and you can draw. Oh, that's the colored pencil, sorry. I haven't used paint in a while. The standard brush, you can draw a circle and another circle. And you can use the fill bucket tool, color that in black, and it does this thing, which I think is called artifacting. But you can go like, well, that doesn't work that way on here. But what you can do, if it's artifacting, is you can go in here and you can just color over that very carefully. And you might not have a steady hand, you might go over here, but guess what? You can do that. You can do that Control Z. Or you can take your erase tool and just do that. And then you get an imperfect line here, but you can take your brush tool and you can do that. And that's an imperfect line too, because it's too big. But you can just resize it, and that might be too small. But yeah, and then like you can take that opportunity to add some detail to the eye. So there's a lot of things you can do. And the best thing you can do as an artist is just play around with all the things you could do. And you might decide that this head shape is too round. Oop, I erased part of the eye. Even experienced artists make mistakes. And I never claimed to be a professional anyway. And you can do this thing on some in some art programs, not all of them. And I'm about to find out if Paint is one of them because I haven't used it in a while. But if you not left click but right click, yeah, sometimes that's an eraser. And you can do that with your fill bucket tool, so you can make a whole line go away instantly. But even when you can't, see, my background is white, so I can just right click or left click rather and erase that line. You see, I erased part of that, and I can just go in here, and I can make sort of more squared off. And a good thing that I like to do, so Rick and Morty characters have their ears down here, actually they have their ears like on their neck, which is fine. But what I like to do is I like to put my ears sort of in line with the eyes, which I think looks more natural. And let me show you how I draw necks. This is not a how to draw, this is a how I draw, because there's so many ways you can draw things. But, like, if you go down from, like, I guess this is the jawline, right? And, you know, the neck sort of starts around the jawline. But you can pick how thick you want your neck to be. And you can make sort of a curve, right? And then this can curve the other way. And that's a nice shaped neck. But let's say you want a character that has no neck. But you don't have to have, like, the swoopy neck. And again, talking about artists make mistakes, I made a mistake there. But it doesn't matter because we're not doing that drawing. Okay. You can do a more straight neck. And you can have the neck go down here. And you can have the shoulder start, like, here. And that's, like, a more, like, muscular sort of character. But not every character needs a neck. Sometimes, in humans and in cartoon characters, your shoulders sort of start above the neck a little bit. Or at least perspective-wise. Because you got these muscles on your shoulders that are called the trapezoid muscles. And when those are really strong, they can go above your neck. But let's give this character some hair. I keep wanting to zoom in, but that's not a thing in Paint. I'm using Paint because it's free and it's easy to learn. What I like to do for hair, you're going to hear this phrase a lot, what I like to do. But what I like to do for hair is give some, like, shapes here. And we can give, like, the indication that there's hair on top by just doing a little swoop. And we can do this, for, like, some shorter parts on the side. And that can be an undercut, or it can be just shorter. I guess it's an undercut either way. But, like, you got your short on the sides. And then you have, like, this character has a mullet. And then when I'm drawing a mullet, I draw, like, the indication of some hair next to the neck. But let's say I didn't want this character to have a mullet. Let's say I wanted this character to have a mohawk. Can I move this character down at all? Hang on. Yeah, okay. Because we're doing hair, not necks. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I wanted this character to have a mohawk. I gotta go like that. And then like that. Oh, hang on. I go like that. And give it a little curve. Because gravity is a thing. And you notice this line, we can just erase that. And I'm doing some very smooth motions. But, if you're a beginner, you won't be doing those motions. You'll be doing a little bit sloppy, but you just gotta work at it, right? And then we can color that in. Or we can take a brush with some transparency and we can shade it. Ooh, I do not like how this works. One thing you can do if you got a brush that's kind of fucky with the way it like works, like it keeps like erasing itself, is you'll notice something when I show you. Okay, so you can just repeatedly tap your. Well, that still looks fucked up. Never mind. We're gonna not use that brush. Instead, we're gonna use this brush. And you got like a little bit of transparency in that. And if you were using a more advanced program, you could do layers, you could do transparency, but you don't really need to do that. But you can go in, like, I'll show you something here. This has got extra colors for you already, but you can go here, and you can, this is in the, RGB scale. This is not how you mix paint. This is how computers understand color. It's RGB and not RGYB because computers. The yellow on your computer monitor is a fake yellow. It is made of red and green. So that's why it's between red and green. It's just a quirk of how, like, monitors and computers work. But we can get a different shade of orange. We can make that even, like, lighter if we want to. And we can go... We can press OK. And we can go in there. And give it some variation. And another thing we can do, if you have a shaved head, you might still have a visible hairline. So we can go in and we can draw that hairline. And I guess that would start here, right? Because that's where... No, I think I just need to move that up. That's just me. That's just me drawing it wrong, but that's fine. Like I said, you make mistakes, you learn from your mistakes, and you get better because you learn from your mistakes. It's like Bob Ross said, it's happy little accidents. And that's like one shape for hairlines. And everybody's hairline is different. But that's sort of how my hairline looks. But if I'm being really honest, my hairline actually looks more like that, right? Because we have sideburns. But I just shave my sideburns, so I don't notice them as much. But like, if we want to add details to this character, we can sort of add a jawline, and we remember that that's sort of L-shaped, or not like an upside down L or an upside down 7, you know, and that gives you the defined jaws. And we can make a circle here, a half circle rather, and that's like sort of sunken cheeks. That's one way to do it. We can also give this character an ear ring, and that can like come down from the ear, and that can be maybe it's a sun or a flower. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It can be any shape, or it can be just a half circle here. It's not that hard to do that, right? It's pretty easy. Or they can have a lip ring. There's a lip ring. Not a good one, but that's better, right? Or they can have some snake bites here. Or you can give them a tattoo. And the neat thing about giving a character a tattoo, and I'm going to do sort of a more transparent thing, because tattoos, they fade, right? But we can give this character a tattoo, and you can get a tattoo of anything in the world. So you can just draw anything you want on this character. Like, I'm gonna draw, let's see, maybe a dog, right? And you'll see, I'm not very good at drawing dogs. But, you know, every artist has things that they're better at drawing than other things. Now, do you know anyone who would get this tattooed on their face? Probably not, but that doesn't mean it couldn't happen. Or we could do, you know, the classic, you know, dudes do this to look edgy, but it actually means you killed someone in prison. We could do the really douchey one. Like some fake war paint. Let's see. We could make this character like super, like edgy black metal guy. Right. You see this guy and you assume that he's into black metal, but he's, I don't know, doesn't matter. Let's see. You know, that's enough said about tattoos, right? Now I'm gonna teach you. We're gonna shift gears like crazy here. All right. Because here's something that you might have seen one of your friends draw it and you don't know how to draw it. Boop, 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 boop. Right? And let me erase this and like walk you through how I drew it. You get 3 lines here, 3 lines here, triangle, triangle, connect this to this, connect this to this, connect this to this, and connect this to this. And that can teach us things about how to draw other designs. By the way, that design is older than you would think by a substantial degree. Like, it goes back to the Renaissance. There's a painting, I think the Renaissance. I think it's the painting that has the, skull that looks fucked up because, it turns into a proper skull shape when you see it from way below. Very impressive work. I think that painting is the one that has the cool S on a tablecloth. What if we just line up a bunch of stuff here? We can go like that, and then like that, and then we can go like that, yeah, like that. Connect this. I don't like that. I think I'm gonna make a chain, a cool like chain design. One thing we can do, we can sort of draw the shape we want it to be ahead of time. And then we can erase and okay, we can go here, go here. Oh, that does not work at all. Never mind. See, sometimes I'm just winging it. But you can go like, maybe like, right? And then you can do this. Hang on. Let me do something real quick. Let's move this down. This is getting somewhere. Okay. Right, because you wanted to have like a little bit of a handle. And then we can go like that. And like that. And you got a dagger. And again, talking about shit that you've probably seen that just looks cool and you wanted to try drawing it, here's an infinity symbol. You want to make an infinity symbol? It's easier if you start with an X. And then we just connect these with semicircles. And then what this also is it's Spider-Man. Or Deadpool. I don't know, it might not be Deadpool, I don't remember. Doesn't really matter. And then we can go like another thing that you've probably seen that you might want to draw. Right? I kind of have a vague feeling that my audience swings a little bit edgy or metal or whatever. So, might as well show this off. You go like that. Right? You make sort of a V shape. And then you want to go this way. And this way. And this way. And I'm going to try to draw one sort of, not that fucked up, but I'm going to try to draw a fucked up one on purpose. And that's like what yours is going to probably look like for a while, or like... And that can look cool, but if you're trying to draw it straight, it can be frustrating. But just take your time with it and practice, and you'll get it, right? You want to try to draw these... And now I'm sort of messing it up on accident. You want to try to draw your... you want to try to draw your shapes a little bit even. And there you have it. It is sort of thin on the bottom. But another thing you can do is you can get a little bit more shapy with it. And that doesn't have to be, you know, like the edgy metal thing. It can be, if we, flip it vertically, that can be a starfish. Or it can be a shooting star. And that's a fun thing you can do, is you can just play around with the shapes, right? Because art doesn't have to actually look like anything, is if it makes you feel something, right? So what we can do is, starting with a white canvas can be, not really the right vibe if you're wanting to make something abstract. But, we can just take some colors that look nice together. And we can mix them, right? And you can do this with real paint if you want. You don't have to pick colors that look nice together. You can pick colors that look like shit together if that's what your artistic vision is telling you to do. The neat thing about art is there is no law in this world that says your art has to look good. And if you don't want it to, it doesn't have to. Like, art is designed mostly... well, I mean, art can be, like, for any number of purposes. Like, your art could be meant to be purely aesthetically pleasing. It could be meant to push a specific message, right? Like, if you are trying to get people's attention and all you really want to say is, right, I made that font, by the way. That's called Times New Edgelord. But I mean, if you just want to get the word out, don't vote. I will keep it. Okay, if that's all you want to really do, then that's your vision, right? But if you just want to play with colors like this is, that's fine too.
Listen, this is the one I felt a little less confident in, but it's got a simple message, so it's a simple sticker.
Don't vote, baby.
Anyway, what I think I was saying is sometimes art is just trying to message. Sometimes, like this, it's just to play with colors. There's a lot of reasons you can make art. A big one, and I think one of the major ones, is to try to make somebody feel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw something that's sort of meant to make you feel. I got an attempt here at a frog. It might look more like a lizard, but it's supposed to be a frog. And I guess that's like... There's... like, there's the frog eyes, and like... I don't know, I guess that's a frog body. And the easiest way, I think, to make somebody feel is to show a feeling. And this frog is crying. Right? And then we might have art that's meant to make you think, right? So I'm going to show you... This is two things, right? This is art that's meant to make you think, but it's also how to draw a snake. And we're going to have this curl around the lettering, because I think that's cool, right? You make sort of an S shape. Or you can just make a straight line and then another straight line. But you can make an S shape to show the snake sort of curled up or in motion. And then you want to more or less follow the same shape. And then we can give the snake sort of a diamond-shaped head. And eyes. Right? And the question that we want people to think about, right? Why is the snake crying? Right? And then what you want people to think about could be anything, but in this case it's, why is the snake crying? And then I'm going to show you something that's sort of related to this. This is a design that is sort of my specialty design. It's my first, I guess, original character. When I played the PC version of the like PS1 Spider-Man game, I believe that loaded with the Neversoft logo. And it had like an eyeball with the optical nerve attached, and that was sort of acting like a worm, and that gave me the idea to make a dragon that looked like an eyeball. And I just drew it, but I didn't really show you how to draw it, so let's do that. We draw a snake body, and we draw a circle at the end of it, and then we draw that, just a line to separate. A circle, another circle, and we draw legs that are sort of angular like that. And you draw that sort of hook shape, that hook shape, and then this can be curved or it can be straight. And then we go there. Right. And then you do wings, which are just basically bat wings, like really simple bat wings. So you go up like that, and then you do little, like almost like little teeth, right? And there's an eyeball dragon. Not a good one, not my best, but it's one of them. But you can also, if you don't have room to do the wing over there, you can go like that. And there's little wings. But now, I'm going to show you how to draw something that's really hard to draw, that a lot of people struggle with. Hands. Crazy, right? And I'm not going to pretend that this is an easy thing to draw, but because it's not. But I'm going to show you how I draw it, and maybe that'll help you. First of all, before you draw a hand, try drawing a fist. Just a closed hand. Right? There you go. That's a very simple design for like a fist, right? I want you to make a fist and look at your hand. It's a cube. If we want to show the other side, it's a little more complicated. We can draw this square here. And I want you to splay your fingers out and notice where they are. Your thumb is way down here. Closer, well, not quite, right? Because you do have like sort of muscles for your thumb, right? And your hand and your thumb comes out like that, right? And then you have your pointer finger, and then you have your longest finger, your middle finger, and then your ring finger is about the same length as your pointer finger. And then this is where it gets tricky, because it looks like you're running out of room sometimes. But I'm just going to take this orange, and I'm going to do some of that. And there's a hand, like a really basic one, but a hand, right? And you look at your palm, you got wrinkles on your palm, right? There. It's not overly complicated to do simple hands. And I've been drawing since I was a child and haven't really stopped. So that means I've been drawing. I'm 33. I would say that I've been drawing since I was 4, maybe. So I guess that means that I've been drawing for 30 years. I still don't know how to draw detailed hands, but I can draw hands. And here's a fist from the other side, right? The thumb would go this way, and then in like that, right? And then the pointer finger. Yeah. Let's do this a little bit differently. Okay. Go like that. Pointer finger is here. Oh, no, that's the wrong shape. Okay. Pointer finger. Middle finger. Yeah, middle finger. Ring finger. Pinky finger. And I drew it weird, so we're just going to do that. An important thing to remember about drawing: erasing is not cheating. Some people will act like it is, but it's not. If you look at your hand, your pinky goes almost straight. Oh, that's the wrong color. Your pinky goes almost straight down your forearm, but your thumb sort of curves out a little bit. That's not right. Never mind. No, that's way off. Never mind. Okay. But we can draw sort of like the heel of the palm. Oh, there you got a fist. And you draw, like, you want to draw in a little bit. There. And you can draw your fingernails, which I rarely actually bother with. But those are just like, yeah. And that's a bad hand. But it's a hand. And you can tell it's a hand. So, you know, don't worry about it if your art's not perfect, because you'll get better. You know what else is hard? It's hard to draw feet, they say. And to be perfectly honest, I've never drawn like a foot, I don't think. But I'm going to try it. Live on camera. There's a three-toed foot. Anyway, let's try this a little different. There's the big toe. And that really does just look like a hand, doesn't it? Okay. Why don't we do something different here? Let's draw a square. But let's draw a better square that has the keel, right? And then we can start drawing the toes. There we go. Uh-huh. Right? And there you have it. A foot that doesn't look great, but you can tell it's a foot. And maybe even a severed foot if you want. But, I don't think YouTube would like that very much. What else can we draw? We can draw anything we want. Let's draw a cube. There's a square. There's diagonal lines coming off the corners. And we close that off. And there's a fucked up cube, because I don't draw cubes very often. Hang on. There's a cube. Kinda. Hang on, let me do this better. Okay. Square. Line. 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 There we go. There's a cube. Let's draw a cylinder. Circle, line, 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 circle. And we can make that a little bit better. We can do that. Yeah. Let's do it like that. Like that. Do a half circle there. A circle there. An oval. And sort of an almost squared oval. And then we can get our letters here. And we can change our font. We'll change it to Pivot Classic. And we'll make our font say, well, I mean, let's, this music is too loud, hang on. I can't actually make the music quieter, hang on. There we go, I can hear myself think. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to write cola. And that doesn't fit because we didn't do it right. So we want to No, that's not right. There isn't really a way to do this correctly in Paint. Never mind. We'll have to do it with a brush. And this is kind of hard, but we're going to try it. That's too small, you can't read it. There we go. C-O-L-A. And that's barely legible, but you can kind of read it. And what color is cola? Well, it's very, very dark brown. Like that, maybe. I'm gonna get a marker brush. We're gonna have the cola dripping and pooling at the bottom. And this whole image is covered at the bottom in a puddle of cola. What does that mean? Who the fuck knows? Sometimes art just exists for the sake of it. What else do we want to do? We wanted ask the question, why does the snake cry? Maybe we want to answer that question in a really, really vague way. It'd be really neat if I could angle that. But that's okay, because we can just draw our own speech bubble. But it's easier. We want to resize that. It's too small. It's easier if we type our text and then draw the speech bubble. We want to... Let's try bolding that up. No, that still doesn't work. Sometimes to really get a point across, or to really get people's attention, it can help to do something that normally makes people groan. And with that in mind, we're going to use Comic Sans. I cry because... And this is where you have to think about your art sometimes. Because I'm not going into this really knowing why the snake cries. So let me think about that for a minute. I'm going to use this as a thumbnail. So I'm going to try to make the text red and yellow so that people click on it. There's a tip for you. Now let's make this bigger. That is just the same size, isn't it? Let's try making this a little bit poetic. I cry not because I know the pain of loss. Make that red. You're not going to be able to read this for shit. So I'm just going to make it yellow again. Others have lost so much. I can move that a little bit. Oh, we'll make that. Yeah, we can resize that, but it's gonna cut off if we resize it too much. Okay. Only that dark red and see if that works. Sometimes you gotta mess around with stuff to see if it's gonna show up in the background. And then, why does he cry? Why does the frog cry? Let's find out. I spill my cola. And, just like that, I've taught you how to draw some stuff and philosophized about art and shit. And, yeah. I hope I've given you something to think about and demystified the challenge that learning art presents. Because that's the big thing is, art is hard to start, but it's so fun and it's so rewarding that you owe it to yourself, if you have any interest in trying to make art, to learn it. And I would recommend starting with MS Paint. But I would also recommend, everybody, or most adults at least, carry around a pen for writing checks. Take a pad of paper with you. Doodle something when you're feeling it. If you're in school, you got pencils, you got paper. Draw whatever you want in your notebook. And don't stop drawing. Because it's fun. And it's good for your brain. Bye.